I've tried to make a review for the ASICS GEL NIMBUS 27 multiple times. First of all, I recorded this intro. I'm walking, and that's weird because this is a running shoe YouTube channel. And the shoes that I've got on today are a bit weird as well. They're ASICS' latest max cushioning offering, the GEL NIMBUS 27. And the reason I think they're a bit weird is because the thing they're best at might not be running. Let's do the first impressions. And then I tested the shoes right after, like I said I was gonna do. That seems all right, right? I was suspicious of the shoes, but nothing else was really gonna... Oh yeah, that absolutely massive trip that I just somehow forgot about. I didn't have time to review the shoes before the trip, so I thought, okay, I'll throw them in my bag and I'll review them while I'm away. And so the shoe began, and I started to put these ASICS Easy Day comfort focused shoes to the test every day. I know you wanted a running shoe review. Just take the stats for now. I promise I will get there, but you just got to hear me out because this whole thing has been... So nice stats. I would say though that stats can't convey quite everything about this shoe, so just hang on in there with me. So while I was away, I did a lot of walking in the shoe, and I walked and I walked, and then I ran in Amsterdam, and then I walked a lot more in Amsterdam, and then I walked in Cologne, and then I went to the laundrette in Cologne, and I fell down one step. I fell down one step. And then I was on the floor. And then I was in a public laundrette with peas on my bare foot. And I still haven't reviewed these shoes yet. I didn't go to the doctors. I walked it off for the rest of the trip. And my ankle hurt all the time. And I could not run in these shoes. And a whole month went by. And I went all over Europe in these super comfy shoes that I couldn't review for running even though I wore them every single day. Because my little ankle that I hurt by falling down one step on a holiday that I almost forgot I was going on, so I didn't review these shoes in time. And then I got back and I got running again, and I really got to test these shoes, and I thought, God, these are super comfortable, and they were quite interesting to run in, and I started to come up with some pretty interesting ideas, I think, about the shoe and what makes it tick, who it's good for, who it isn't good for. And so I sat down and I recorded the review, which I thought was maybe the best running shoe review I'd done yet. I thought there could surely be no problem with it. Could there? Allows you to really just slip these shoes on if you do need to dash out the door. Oh, what's the screen doing? Super breathable. Oh, I think they're super breathable too. The whole video is fucked. That's me. There's my live reaction. Here I am now, staring at my monitor. And so, here I am, sulking at my desk, no good lighting, and I'm just gonna do it right here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it straight off the bat. This is the most comfortable running shoe I've ever worn, without a doubt. The upper on this shoe is absolutely fantastic. The tongue system, I heard Ben Parks talking about the tongue on this shoe. I thought there is no way that a tongue on a running shoe can be that exciting. But Ben was right and I was wrong, because this shoe has the most unbelievable elastic tongue that just completely sits so nicely on your foot. There's so much padding around the heel and also on either side by your ankles. This shoe gives a lot of support. It rises just high enough to really give you some nice ankle support while not intruding or rubbing in any way when you wear shallow socks. And the whole thing is super breathable. You can take it from me. I ran and walked in this thing in some pretty hot conditions while I was away. While we were in Italy, the temperature was around 35 degrees Celsius, and this thing held up fantastically. So I've got to give credit where credit's due. The upper on this shoe is absolutely brilliant. Although it does fold into another thought that I have about the shoe, and it's that this is a pretty large shoe. The whole thing does feel a little bit like a spaceship. I've had someone call my ASICS Super Blast one's a spaceship before, but I kind of think it's more apt for this. And maybe it's just the design, but there is a lot of foam here. Obviously, you are getting some sidewall foam as well. You're getting a lot of stack, as I detailed in the stats. And you do feel it. This shoe does feel kind of clunky. It does feel big. It does feel cumbersome at times, but it never feels sludgy or slow or mushy. It just doesn't quite have a exciting responsiveness about it that you might see some other more springy shoes have. And that's because I think there is something more at play here, something that I've not been able to get to the bottom of in this entire review process, because something has seemingly been getting in the way of me making this point for the entire time that I've been trying to make this running shoe review. It's not that I hate the Gel Nimbus 27. In fact, it's kind of what I said in the intro, if you remember all those years ago. It's that this shoe might actually not be best for running. It might be best used as a combined shoe, which is a lifestyle walking shoe, which is extremely comfortable and supportive, that you can take out for runs. Often you hear about people who work intensive jobs on their feet all day, needing a really comfortable pair of shoes. Often hokers like the Bondi are thrown around in that conversation a lot. This shoe is ASICS' response to that category of shoe. A shoe that will allow you to do plenty of exercise, including running, which will always be comfortable and will always be comfortable on your foot for walking around all day. These shoes are well cushioned, but the foam itself doesn't lead to a particularly exciting ride. It's a bit more of a muted step-in feel when you are running this shoe. Now, I would say if you want one shoe to be able to do it all across your walks and your runs, this is your one. But if you're a runner with a rotation, which I have, and I was looking for this shoe to slot into my rotation just in the easy, steady recovery slot of that rotation, I'm not sure whether this shoe is the one for you, just because I'm not quite sure that it does a job that other running shoes can't do. If you have a rotation of running shoes, which includes a daily trainer and a long run shoe, I'm not sure that between those two shoes, you couldn't easily get the jobs that this shoe is tailored specifically for done. And then there's the caveat that this shoe, which is only for that one specific task, which is comfortable, easy paced running, costs you £180 or $200. That's a lot of money. That is an absolutely massive amount of money for a shoe that really has one use case. For me, it wasn't a shoe that I was really able to crank up the gears in, apart from that one time when I was chasing the bus in Slovenia. But that's, I don't even know anymore. Maybe I'm still chasing it. Maybe this whole review was just a dream and I'm still stuck in Slovenia bus station. Yeah. So that's my thoughts. I think if you want one shoe that will be a walk, run, do it all shoe, then absolutely this is a great option that will be really durable and will have a fantastically built upper as well. If you want this to slot into your rotation as a super easy, steady runner, I would maybe think again. I would maybe have a think about what your current rotation might already be able to cover. That said, this is a pretty decent shoe, and I think for some people it might be a real home run, although reviewing it has not been a home run for me. So I'm going to give the ASICS Gel Nimbus 27 a 6 out of 10. And I'm going to give the fact that I'm done with reviewing this shoe a 10 out of 10. So if you did enjoy the video and my entire ordeal to get this shoe reviewed, then I'd love it if you could subscribe, because I've got some interesting shoes to review up next, which I think are maybe a little bit more zeitgeisty than this shoe, which is 9 months old. So yeah, thanks for watching.